Hi everyone, my name is Brandon,
Hi, my name is Leia.
and this is Project Villainous.
So, quick introduction. I'm Leia. I go by she, her pronouns. I'm a third year psych and anthrop major. You could check out some of my experience, favorite games, and my fun facts down there. But yeah,
All right, my name is Brandon. I'm a statistics and poli sci major. I've participated in about 9 game jams now, most of which as a solo developer. I've been using Godot for 3 years, and you can see my awesome, amazing media taste there. No!
no, you were dead.
It
Aw,
doesn't hit the same without crowd reaction.
I know. But you have been reborn, sort of. So after meeting a tragically early demise, you are reborn into the world of your favorite Otome game as a soul possessing the villainess, determined to achieve a happy fairy tale ending and avoid execution. Just don't think too hard about who you're trying to replace. So this is going to be a primarily visual novel mixed with other gameplay elements such as resource management. Um, Style and tone, it's 2.5D, and it's going to be sort of high fantasy. And we also have some inspiration boards later on, but we're going to be paying homage to, stereotypical visual novels. So we have some themes listed below. It's going to be a bit of a darker tone. If any of you are familiar with Isekai and Villainess Reborn, then you might be seeing some familiar themes on here. So the story premise is that you are not taking over the villainess, at least not initially. You're playing with the villainess as the isekai character. So you get to develop your own unique relationship with her as you find a way to defy the fate that the game has planned for you, because all villains are destined to die. So you could either help her mend or cut off relationships as you go through the story, among other things. A common theme of this game is reasoning and explanations, but also not excusing behaviors of characters. I'm sure all of you may be familiar with the premise of her getting together with her abusive husband who killed her in her last life. But maybe you could just control her too. I mean, who cares, right?
So the gameplay loop is divided into a couple main segments. As Leia said, we have a classic visual novel segment. You can see some gifs of the dialogue system there. And we also have portions of the game that allow the player to interact with the world around them using a limited amount of turns. For example, maybe engaging with certain characters, playing certain mini games, triggering certain events that'll eventually change the course of the story and eventually the ending. We're making the game in the Godot engine, which is a really great engine for those experienced with Python and for those new with programming. So we hope you'd be willing to try it out. Here's some other concept art of future gameplay mechanics.
So some
There's
of our inspirations are for story, villains are destined to die. We have a board of some of the atmosphere and then gameplay. If any of you are familiar with Princess Maker, Volcano Princess, Needy Streamer Overload, those might seem familiar. But yeah, you're essentially managing a villainess to get different endings.
So these are the roles we have listed. They're quite loosely defined for now, but generally the writers will hopefully be working closely together to make a really nice, cohesive narrative. We'll hopefully separate the artist responsibilities between background and characters, music, obviously, and then Godot programmers who will hopefully have creative freedom over the mini games that they want to implement, and then a UX and UI designer.
Mhm. And these roles aren't static, so just if any of these things look interesting to you, make sure to try it out. But here are some of the concepts that we have. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but since this is a sort of homage to visual novels, there are, of course, going to be love interests. There are actually four, but one of them is secret. Might want to join our Discord or something to find out who that is. But on the right, you'll see our main villainess, and some of the other characters are on the left.
And then enjoy this. So yeah, if you're interested in any role or just discussing the game, feel free to join our Discord and we can find something that hopefully works for your interests. Thanks.
Mhm.
Bye.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Scarab. Yes, game name may be subject to change along with other things in the game. Let's get into this. So, hello, my name is Demi. My pronouns are they, them. I am a third year design media arts major, and I love horror RPG games. I love Hollow Knight. I love Undertale. I have a huge obsession with Hades because I want Zagreus and Thanatos to get together. So, yes, I will dedicate hours of my life to make that happen. Love Little Nightmares, love speed dating for ghosts. I'm a very existential type of person. I love social justice, I love art and storytelling, and I'm excited to get into this game with y'all. All right, moving forward. So, oh no, humanity is dead. Well, almost. So sad. Probably, just maybe. Well, I'll let you read that. Ah, this is so unfortunate. Ah, so you, yes, you, are one of the sole survivors left to work alongside and gather the remaining refugees in an effort to uncover how the fuck the world died off. Conflict resolution. Like, guys, stop nuking each other. Let's just make bagel bites and watch Attack on Titan, please, and uncover what it means to be human and exist in a world among other weirdos who exist outside of traditional norms. Woohoo! So, premise, yes. An isometric survival horror RPG about nomads exploring the ruins and decay of a post-apocalyptic society. Woohoo! And so overall, we really want to highlight concepts and themes of life, connection, like friendships, the loneliness epidemic, and morality, and like just really, really just look at life through interaction with other characters and the world around us. And we want to take inspiration from cross cultures, but we also really want to focus on North African regions. So setting and gameplay. So players will actually be interacting throughout a apocalyptic desert, and we're planning on having a tavern in that desert because hey, we got to get our booze, right? And through there, we'll be talking through with other characters and interacting and discovering how the world works. So we have three systems: crafting, fighting, and conversing. Here's our concept art of our character, the nomad. Here's one of our landscapes. Here's a mood board because, bro, look at that dirt. That's some beautiful dirt, if I say so myself. And yeah, here's our inspiration because how do you not lose your brain cells over this godly art? Like, I'm just gonna let it speak for itself. Look at them. Look at these sexy people. Look at these sexy games. All right. So yeah, open world, open ideas. So we also want to say that this project is opened to have multiple leads besides the team lead. We want to know your ideas and what you want to see in a game or what you feel or your own experiences. So please, this is a collaborative project. Nothing is set in stone. This is really just going to be a really fun, great time to get to know each other, to create something together, and have socials, hang out, make friends. It's gonna be great. Wait, did I say make out? Oh my, I hope I didn't say that. Okay, I'm not gonna say anything else. Oh my God. Okay. So where do you come in? Writers, traumatize your characters, make it soft and NPC. I'm looking at you, Dark Edge, emo Victorian Shakespeare's pretty poets. We fucking need you. Voice actors, give us your voice. We fucking need you. Programmers, please, 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 it's me, please, we fucking need you. Music composers, we fucking need you. Artists, we fucking need you. You love yourself, bro, by joining our team. You're beautiful. You can make friends. We fucking like particular order. So literally anyone. Team Scarab, aka Cringe, Cringy Aliens. You can cross me on Instagram at Demi on Discord linking underscore Demi. Contact forwarding for our person. You have to go to content, make you proud. You got it.
This is my the name for like it's a placeholder name for the game. I know it's like very lame, but it's your chance to make it cool. The truth is actually I have a long list of unserious potential names that I'm too embarrassed to read out. So okay. Um, my name is Christy. I'm a third year Desma and comp sci major. I'm interested in concept art, 3D art, animation, illustration, and maybe UI. I was in Team Sinchin last year, and you can do the rest of the side, I guess. So, basically, it's a urban fantasy mecha gacha anime turn-based 2D JRPG that has a main quest. This is the prototype that and so basically for the story, you're a first-year student who just arrived on a big college campus. Everyone's excited, except you, who are very introverted and has social anxiety and hates this overcrowded campus. But you cannot just play gacha games all day and pretend your social life with wife and husband is real. And you're convinced that you're very dominant and attractive and nobody likes you. After being very disappointed with all social interactions you had and yourself, a mysterious creature appeared and told you that you've got a chance to change your life. While you are hiding in your room playing gacha games and watching anime, the campus has been taken over by a mysterious organization that controls an army of mecha robots. You need to join the resistance organization, fight alongside the mysterious creature and your teammates, or you can continue to hide in your room. So the core mechanics, it's not final. So basically you can walk around the map to progress with the main story, to talk to NPCs and fight enemies. And the battle is party turn-based. You can attack, use special skills that are specific to each character, or you can negotiate with the enemy. This is some of the concept art that I made. So for during the battle, there are different mini games for each type of enemies. So for this one, this enemy would print out insulting labels and stick it on you, and you have to try to like remove it yourself, I guess. And this is a trash eliminator. Basically all it does is like calling you trash and trying to sweep you away. Okay, so this is the resistance organization. You can gain more characters from the organization through the gacha system. And then you can gain more skills, so you can fight more enemies. And more character concept art. You know her lore when you join. Yeah. You want spoilers? So the final boss is actually your inner critic that created the mecha robots that destroy your confidence. So you have to decide how you can defeat the final boss. So these are the inspirations for my game. I'm not gonna read it out. So please join my team if you want to create games for social impact, promote a healthy mindset to improve self-esteem instead of self-hatred and violence, but this is BS. So I'm mainly looking for game designers, programmers, writers, and all that whole list. Feel free to talk to me about how you can get involved and how the team works. I'm flexible with things and I'm very open to suggestions. And this is my Discord and you can just like harass me, I guess. Thank you.
Okay. Just saying, if I cough, I'm recovering from bronchitis that I had for like 4 weeks, but it's not contagious. Anyways, our project with me, Joanne, and another colleague who couldn't make it today is called Star Death, and it will be a visual novel murder mysteries with puzzles. So a little bit about me. I will be the writing director. I'm a second year late anthro major. My favorite games are up there. My only experience has been Team Shopkeeper from last year's SRS, but I have extensive experience writing lots of fan fiction on the internet. So, and I like hamsters. And then our programming director, Kayla, who couldn't make it today, is a third year cognitive science major, and her favorite games are up there. She has lots of experience leading for Team Time and other game jams over the past like 4 years. Yeah.
Hey, I'm Joanne, she, her. I'm a third year psychobio major, and my favorites are up there. I've had experience with Ronin and Team Shopkeep in the past for SRS, and I did a lot of Ludum Dare jams, and yeah. So the gameplay for the game will be adventure visual novel. The actions will generally be pretty simple. It'll just be like click to advance gameplay. and there will be some mechanics like Ace Attorney where you find clues in the background to help piece together the puzzle and help you solve the murder.
So one of the key world mechanics that we wanted to include is magic. And what's interesting about this magic is that you can smell it. Each type of magic will be attributed to a different scent. And in the game, there will be a colored bar that indicates the type of smell and magic nearby that will fluctuate with varying types or intensities of magic. And also, when individuals die, there is no room for them aboard to stay on the spacecraft that we are setting our story in. So they will just be tossed into open space and die there. Here is our main story. On a craft in open space, you play as head servant whose prince she serves has just been accused of murder. In the process of attempting to prove his innocence, you discover the prince's hidden relationship with magic, an affair between the victim and the prince's fiance, and what truly occurred between the victim and the prince, and what the prince's fiance really thinks of her. May or not be gay, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Some of our inspirations include Ace Attorney for mechanics and Danganronpa just for like general visual novel kind of beat. And we really wanted to include like searching for clues like Ace Attorney works. And for visuals, we could kind of like we're going for more of an organic space vibe, kind of reminiscent of Ponyo and some of these visuals we have up there, and Kaiba, the anime. And continuing with the visuals and themes, we have some concept art up there, but we're going for, again, organic space with sapphic romance and a little bit of mild horror and existentialism. And
mortality and the fleetingness of organic life, because we all will die at some point. Okay, here are roles needed. Just a few programmers because it is mostly visual novel. Artists, we need artists and a lot of writers. Well, a lot of artists and writers. UI, UX, audio. All levels welcome. We'll be using Unity and Yarn Spinner for our game. Yep. So if you didn't read any of the slides, 2D visual novel venture, space, magic and murder, and some homo.
All right, hello. Happy New Year. I'm Kyle. This is my game, Bob the Cat, which is not affiliated with other existing Bob the Cat features, and I did search that up online. So, no, I am not affiliated with any other Bob the Cats. Next slide. And yeah, this is me just ruining some really beautiful Hawaiian scenery. So I'm a CSC major, by the way. I forgot to mention that. But also, here's some Salmon in a River by Artificial Intelligence. I think some of you all have seen this before. And here's my superior artwork, Bob the Cat. Now, Bob is... So yeah, here's the lore, is that you are God. And then the stupid cat is being really annoying and not listening to you. But the thing is, when you try and remove the cat or change the cat's mind from thinking about, literally this one object, fish, then I don't know what the JoJo's reference thing that causes like time to stop and then it like resets and goes back to before it was destroyed. And yeah, this cat is sus, so you have to get rid of it, among us. So yeah, you have to bring Bob to fish because that's all they're thinking about. So your hypothesis as God is, okay, if I give it fish, maybe it will respond to my control. The problem is that Bob is an orange cat. We all know that orange cats have a little bit of mental deficiency. So you try and spawn fish on top of it and it just won't react. It's looking for very specific fish and you can't tell what type of fish. So we're just going to try and get it to where it like can smell. Like Bob is always trying to move towards this fish, but the thing is, like it's a puzzle game in the sense that you can't control Bob. So like unlike you going for a maze, like you're making the maze easier for the person going through it. But how he moves, it's like it could be AI generated, it could be random, it could be like some other algorithm. And like this is like an open programming project. Like I totally want people to like be really creative with like how they determine how Bob moves. But like the whole theme is that like, okay, I can control everything except for the one thing that needs to get to the goal zone. And because I didn't include really moving in inconvenient directions. And like just like the quick, like you already kind of got some of the vibes, but yeah, you have like so much artistic freedom. That's why I didn't put a background. It's not because I'm lazy, it's because you have artistic freedom and you can do like a ton of world building. It's like super open-ended. You can create all sorts of environments for Bob to move through. So yeah, thank you for listening and join Team Bob the Cat. Changes colors.
Hello, everybody. We are Studio Côte de Busan, and this is the pitch for our new game. So, hi, I'm Aubrey. I'm any pronouns.
Hi, I'm pronouns. I'm the concept and 3D art lead.
Oh, I'm the tech art lead.
I'm Ambu. I think he pronouns. I do 3D art and tech art.
So we're looking to make a 3D adventure game that is polished and marketable, where
you're just an average everyday fisherman, but after being shipwrecked in a peculiar new world, you must rethink your craft when the line you cast ripples the world in ways you never initially intended. Some of the themes are normality is ridiculous, like proving that idealizing normality is ridiculous by exploring thriving societies that diverge from your own.
Every good game has a fishing mini game, but ours is a fishing mega game. Here's one of the inspirations. We're going for like this weird Adventure Time-esque Outer Wildsy vibes with heavy emphasis on exploration and most importantly fishing. Also short hike, paradise marsh. That's the kind of art style we're going for.
So we know how hard it is to work as a team, especially as unpaid students. So we have some guidelines set in place to support our members and to make a polished game. So some of these highlights include weekly in-person meetings, equal creative influence for everybody, reasonable commitment from everybody, a well-defined workflow, and iterative design. And also controversially, we will be touching grass together. Sorry. And we will bribe you with some baked goods. There's brownies.
We got brownies after this.
Yeah, so these are some of the roles we're looking for. Very notably, a project manager / social media manager, 3D artists and animators, and tech artists. But if any of what you see on the slide is interesting to you, come talk to us. We don't expect expertise in any of these roles, so as long as you're committed to learning, you're a great fit for our team. And of course, we're always here to help. And if you end up not liking your role, we can always help you find something that suits you better.
So to start off with design and writing, some of our goals are going to be to break player expectations. One of those ways is by creating unconventional fishing methods in fish. For example, casting upwards to a fish-shaped god ray that was coming down from the sky to catch skyfish. So a lot of meta thinking. And there'll be many thriving peoples and environments where being different feels safe and normal. So like a non-verbal biome. And then you'll also explore an open world of techie and nature vibes while filling out a graphically interesting guide written by an unreliable narrator.
Yeah, so for the concept and 2D art team, we're going with the cartoony but still expressive vibe with really like vibrant, wacky, silly, funny colors. No matter what you like doing, we have a role for you. Our artists will be storyboarding, doing character art, environment art, of course, fish art, items, and just populating the world with lots of unique items. And on the right there, you can see some of the amazing concept art we have so far.
by Ambu, Cal, and I.
Thank you,
Cal.
Cal.
Thank you.
So for programming, we're doing a pretty modern Unity workflow with URP, new input system, and a bunch of other libraries that we'll need, and GitHub. And we already have some of the framework set up for like the basics of the game, so we can have very parallelized workflow. And here on the right, we can see some of the items already made using this workflow. Huh?
Where'd 3D go?
Where'd 3D go?
Apparently we're missing.
Oh, it's right there.
Our 3D style is going to be heavily inspired by 2D art, which means we're going to be using some experimental techniques and approaching things like foliage, character faces, and animation in some unique ways that you might not have experienced before.
All right. So we did not get to cover everything, so please talk to us if you have any questions about anything we said or want to learn more. And yeah.
So on our Discords, we have brownies after this, so please come talk to us.
Yeah. The chip was an early prototype, by the way. I forgot to say that.
Time to die. No.
Hello, everyone. We are Team Liz.
I'm Sandra, a third-year cognitive science major.
And I'm Anvi, a third-year computer science major. Both of us were on Team Sus last year.
And now we're doing Team Riz together. Time to say goodbye to our beautiful faces.
So, you're broke, but don't worry, you're traveling to a mysterious island that you were told would bring you great fortune. However, upon arrival, you realize that you're now a contestant on, drumroll,
The Bachelor! Just kidding. The Rizzler! A survival dating show.
with hot and wacky monsters,
Like a sassy vampire
or an enthusiastic werewolf.
or a socially awkward mummy. Very relatable. So how does the Rizzler work? Well, you rizz up a cast of hot monsters. But they're not just gonna stand around for you to rizz up. So you have to find them by exploring the island that's full of dangers. So you have to make sure that you survive. Don't die. Make all of them swoon for you and win that grand prize.
So we are planning on our game to be a 2.5D open world. An example of that is Octopath Traveler, and we will be using Unity for development. So what exactly does surviving entail? Obviously, avoiding environmental hazards. After all, your weak human flesh cannot handle this environment meant for monster inhabitants. For example, you could be slowly burned alive in lava, toasted by lightning, or simply drown in the ocean.
So what happens when you finally find a monster to rizz up? You smooth talk them. The vibes we're going for are My Horse Prince and Hatful Boyfriend. For obvious reasons. You'll also have to rizz them up with your charm through your actions. So make sure to stop by and check out our prototype. We made a mini game where you copy the monster's, where you rizz up the monster by copying its moves. Oh, it's time for us to rizz you guys up. I have kisses like that brownie. Forget about the brownie.
If you're interested in a sweet open world survival dating sim, that's a mouthful, with hot monsters, all skill levels are welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh no!
Apologies. I'm not going to walk through the door.
Hello, SRS Sharks. I'm Anthony Ledesma from Rollingwood, California. Oh, what?
This. Am I doing that? Probably. Yo, what happened? Wait. What happened to this? Right, covered the slide. Okay, we're good.
All right, not the side. What's okay? Oh, there's on both sides.
All right.
I'm Anthony Ledesma from Rollingwood, California. I love platformers, and I'm creating a new addition into the genre. Today, I'm seeking. How do I get?
I don't. What is that?
Wait, just use the arrows.
Or do you want me to do it for you?
No, it's okay. I'll stand here. It's fine.
I mean,
I'm seeking an investment from people to fill out these roles, and in exchange, I'll be managing and ensuring the project's quality. Let's see. Oh yeah, of course. Platformers haven't changed much in the last 80 years, but that's not a problem. They're just as fun. But after the 5th installment of the new Super Mario Brothers games, it can get a little samey. Nintendo, stand down, because here to help is Project Rud, a platformer where you can change size. What's the appeal of changing size? Not only does it let you attack problems with multiple ways, it lets you use 2 modes together to solve problems. So, for example, let's say you can't bridge a gap in either big mode or normal mode. What you have to do is you'll have to run at full speed at big mode, transform into normal mode, and it will propel you forward, bridging the gap. What if you're falling into a pit? All you have to do is turn small. You're as light as a feather, floating back and forth, giving you extra distance. As designers, we'll be looking for new ways to make changing size important and finding obstacles for changing those sides, for obstacles that changing sizes can only solve. So what about the story and art direction? Well, Project Rud doesn't have a direction set in stone because we want to play to your strengths. We want to hash it out. We want it to be a team decision. But if you want to know what I want, maybe we just copy Cowboy Bebop. You know, it's got cool space western vibes, and yeah. So yes, this is going to be a beginner-friendly project, and it's going to be a very collaborative one. And I hope I've piqued your interest. But if you're on the fence, just watch this one last video. Oh, thank you, Miyamoto. That's all the time I've got.
I gotta go play Animal Crossing on my new Nintendo 3DS. Thank you. Please check out Project Rud.
Right, hello everyone. We are the Mango Milk Tea Frogs, and our game has nothing to do with mangoes, or milk tea, or frogs, or anything cute. In fact, it is a moody 2.5D puzzle platformer focusing on ambience and environment traversal with a touch of horror. So that's just like our prototype. So it looks spooky, huh? Okay.
Hi, I'm Desmond. I'm a 5th-year CS major. I'm trying to learn tech art, and those are some of my interests.
Hi, I'm Joanna. I am the Mango. I'm 2nd-year COSI with a data science engineering minor.
I'll probably focus more on art with some programming. I like to play Final Fantasy and other game that is up there. And I like to swim in journal. So our overview is that we're going to be making it an Unreal Engine 5. Why? Because we have a heavy focus on environment, mood, lighting, and vibes. So basically, we're going for this vibe that it's like you can screenshot any part of the game and you're like, wow, this is a work of art, right? So it's probably going to be more stylized, so less pixel art. In fact, no pixel art. There's going to be a limited color palette, so it's going to be like monochrome-y, black and white with some accents that are like fancy colors and lights because it's going to have light-based puzzles and parkour because it's a 5 platformer. And yeah, so we're hoping to have like a 3D environment with a 2D player character so that you can get like the sense of like depth while still just having the sense of like video game classic 2D-esque.
One of our big goals is to create, like Joanna said, a game that's very stylized and polished. Therefore, we want to put extra effort into our lighting, our textures. We probably will have like hand-painted textures and environment art. We have this idea of like placing players into an unfamiliar world that they know nothing about, but it's fun and interesting to traverse, but also kind of scary. The perspective will be a side scroller, but we want to take advantage of the 3D environments and some parallax to create like that depth like we see in some of these like cool indie games that are in development.
Yeah, lots of camera movements and stuff.
But yeah, we like some others, we take inspiration from like Hollow Knight, Little like Nightmares, and Limbo. The latter two more of like the gameplay kind of going like a more linear game, but it's like side scroller and more kind of like traversal of like a environment that's trying to kill you. And we're thinking of kind of like getting some like Studio Ghibli vibes and like you're a small character in an unfamiliar world, kind of like in Spirited Away, or if you've seen one of the newer movies.
You know, Studio Ghibli when you're just like a little kid and you're like, wow, I'm traversing this cool thing, and suddenly like Yubaba pops out of the window and you're like, that thing looks terrifying. That's kind of what we're going for. Yeah. Like that. Yeah. Yeah, so this is some of our mood board. You know, TBH, we had a lot of struggle trying to decide what kind of aesthetic we were going for. So we're like, should we go for Gothic because it's like edgy, it's moody, and it's dark and gloomy, or Abandoned City because it's like also kind of edgy and dark and like spooky and stuff, right? But we were like, oh, we're gonna have light puzzles. Like, surely we must have like cyberpunk. And so we're doing all three. So basically, we're probably gonna have like Gothic and like cyberpunk architecture with like the lights and everything, and then like the architecture is going to be probably like big buttes and such and windows, but then we're going to make it abandoned.
Okay. Yeah, our main gameplay mechanics will be centered around light. So kind of like where you can see different things in different lighting, kind of like that 3D, or is this like an extra color RGB lighting. And there's kind of like a GIF of like a concept. We're also thinking of having some, I don't know, like boss traces, kind of like in Little Nightmares, where something big out to get you, except you're not like overpowered. You're just like have to run away or like throw things at it.
Yeah, so this is some of the early concept we had. We have like basically it's just like a platform, but we kind of want the environment to be like the platforms kind of thing, not just like bars on the screen. So we'll probably be using like different lighting techniques, so like illuminating certain things that you can jump on with a certain color if you're holding that particular color and such. Okay. And we're looking for a lot of people.
This is the trick with your mouse. It is on. What is the problem with your magic mouse? There's no problem. Just don't touch the side.
Okay.
He needs a better gamer mouse.
All right. We're going back into the tape. Hello, Sharks. I'm Caleb, fourth-year math major and full-time studio propagandist.
Hi, I'm Clea, third-year astrophysics major and rehabilitated Florida man.
And I'm Laura. I'm a third-year CS major, and I'm a reformed Gotcha addict, but not really.
And we are representing all of ACM Studio, definitely. And we are here to present. We are asking for a 10% audience retention for our team in exchange for 0% equity at ACM Studio because we don't get paid by the CS department. However, it will be a very fun and rewarding experience. So, who is ready to play a game of shill or no shill? Our premise is based off of the fact that we all here love ACM Studio. And if you don't, you're wrong. And so our project is going to be unreal, unlike anything you've ever seen before. The best roguelike deck builder on the entire market, where you too can be a part of our game. Do you want to be a summonable character? Do you want to summon Ming to do something with his gaming mouse to attack your enemies? Well, here's your chance.
As any good deck builder does. So within this, you can build your deck based off of your favorite gaming needs and studio references. So you can summon any officer you want to your aid, hopefully chibi officers. We also have a overworld part where you can go and explore a 3D top-down environment. You'll be able to wander around a little village, explore what's like there, find your cards, and complete some mini quests.
But wait, there's lore. No, on the surface, this may appear like a fun little deck builder, which is me shilling my heart out to ACM Studio, which, while I have already sold my soul and cannot buy it back, we have a story with heart to tell. In fact, you can unlock memories, Breath of the Wild style, and unravel this journey of self-fulfillment as you learn that when change happens in your life, you have to learn to let go. And you can learn more about this by talking to other characters when you inevitably lose your run.
You might be thinking, this project is definitely very unreal. And we mean that in the most literal sense possible, because this project is going to be an Unreal Engine 5. So, like we said before, the genre is a roguelike deck builder, and we're all Notion skills here, so we'll be organizing the workflow through Notion.
All right, some of our inspirations for this is Slay the Spire, Wild Frost, Inscription, Pokemon, and Breath of the Wild, sort of for like the memory style stuff, for the story-wise, Breath of the Wild, Pokemon for the 3D top-down world. And then for design, we were looking at a lot of like the Genshin design for their card game. And narrative, it's just a lot of just personal experiences. We kind of like the vibe of Night in the Woods and the storytelling through that. And then thematic is just going to be memes. There's a lot of memes.
We have a lot of incriminating quotes.
So, if anything that we said resonated with you, I want you to play a fun little mini game called Tag Yourself. So, if you see yourself in any of those roles, feel free to join us. And even if you don't see a role that you want to fill up there, still feel free to join us, because if you don't, TV Mark will come after you. Yeah. So,
also, we will really need artists.
Please. None of us are artists.
We need artists.
So, Sharks, are you ready to have a skill issue or a shill issue?
All we have a favorite team, so I'm out.
Darn.
And who else is in those?
All right.
Hi, everybody. Hi. I'm John. Sorry, I have to do this. I'm gonna have to do that, but we're fine. Fourth year psych major, project leader, mostly music sound guy, so I need programmers. That's not a request. I've been taking them. Previous games, Birdie Alice, one. Favorite games are those up there. Okay, thank you for that. That's nice. All right, so what is Bullet Man? I'm just gonna do it here.
What is Bullet Man Fun Game? Bullet Man Fun Game is an homage to Japanese shoot-'em-ups shmups from the 90s, combined with modern gaming mechanics that emphasize creativity and replayability. So what's a shmup? It's that. So there's a lot going on here. As you can just see, I'm just going to let you guys take this in. And then we'll just go to the next one here. So for art, it should look like this, something like this. A lot going on. No, there are no rules, as you can see. But I'm actually gonna king of them all.
I'm actually gonna step up here because I want to see these images on the big screen. Look at this. Take a moment.
Let's take a moment. Look at that.
So that's what it's gonna look like. So
Sign up, like. Anyway, but what's the gimmick? Every game, all the modern games, they have a gimmick. You got to change it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's not true. Got to change it. So take this old style and add new stuff. And I did stuff from this. So basically, everyone you're going to find it's a side to side, or sometimes you go down to up, but none of them go down to bottom. So down well, we're doing that. And then Kirby, in every game, you just kind of shoot the same bullet for hours and hours and hours. That kind of sucks. So why don't you get to play as the weird stuff? So you get to the Kirby style, take in those abilities, so you get to do new stuff. And also, it kind of is the worst thing ever when you die in like a roguelike. You have to reset, you lose all your stuff. I quit every time. So you get to keep your equipment, inflation RPG style. You get to keep some stuff just so you like have some illusion of progress. All right, cool. Any story? Why are we going down there? There is, but figure it out. You gotta play the game, you talk to NPCs, kill enemies, you piece it together as you go. No exposition, just right into it. Like I have no idea what any of the games I showed you guys are about, honestly. And I don't want to learn. I don't want to learn. All right, so these are our core tenets, the commandments. So players should be able to pick up the game and play. No big, long tutorial cutscene, throw you in. Control shall be, I wrote this badly. Movement at combat should be satisfying to do. They should have some sort of weight to the player. Players should feel like they're making progress even after the run ends. It's got to be silly too. Like, come on. Like, look at that. All right. Enough about me. Let's talk about you. All right. So this has been my Christmas wish list, but ideally we have 1 to 3 programmers for like menu, 1 for mechanics, and 1 for combat, blah, blah, blah. I need that most. I'm not even going to show you guys the prototype. It makes me upset. 1 to 3 artists. So as you can see, we got our work cut out for us. And then 1 for lore, and then 1 for descriptions and menus and things like that. But more importantly, what are you good at? I don't have a specific engine that has to be used at. If we have people who want to join who are Godot prodigies, who are Java people, I don't know the J thing. But yeah, Paint's good. Oh, speed up. Okay, yeah. Paint's good, yeah. So you have a seat at the table, talk to me. That's it. This is my Discord. Also, I'm right here. Talk to me. All right. Thanks, Phil.
All right. Hello, everyone. It's great to see so many of you show up tonight. My name is Stefan Abgarian, and I'm going to tell you about Project Plan. Again, about plants, zombies. Oh, wait. Doesn't this sound a little bit familiar? Before I talk about Project Plan, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a 3rd-year data science and stats student, and I love indie games. Some of my favorites are Celeste, Hollow Knight, One Shot, Outer Wilds, and Rain World. And some of my not-so-favorite games I'm not sure why I still play are League and TFT. As mentioned, I'm in love with indie games and game design, and will absolutely spend hours ranting about them if you give me the chance. I'm a programmer, but I'm also trying to learn art on the side. And as you can tell by the images, I like taking pictures of funny-looking animals. Now, enough about me. Let's talk about the game itself. In a top-down, post-apocalyptic world, where farmers all over the world are terrorized by crop-eating monsters and unspeakable horrors that seem to have a weird vendetta against the produce industry, only one name brings hope to the masses: Plant. Plant is your very own ethically and financially financially bankrupt corporation that specializes in monster extermination and crop safety, no matter how morally ambiguous your methods are. As a not-so-proud owner of plants, your goal is to raise genetically engineered plants specialized in monster combat to help fend off your neighbors' lawns from monsters and to explore the world around you to find new plants to raise and research upgrades for your base. Time is of the essence, though, as when the sun falls, the horde rises. Now, let's talk about the core gameplay loop. At the start of each day, you will look through your available contracts, which will give you information about an area that you can offer to defend the money. Each contract Each contract requests you defend a different area with different shapes, environments, and monster types. Harder contracts will yield better rewards, but you might not be ready for them at first. Next is the preparation phase. In this phase, you will be exploring the world, collecting seeds, breeding new plants that you can grow, planting said seeds, and upgrading your home base to improve your efficiency. There are many different plants that each have their own roles and abilities. Finally, once time runs out and night falls, it's time to go to the contract site and prepare your defenses. You will plant the plants that you spent the day growing in specific positions, defend crops from the horde, and earn money based on your performance. You, as the farmer, will also be able to move the plants and even fight back against certain monsters throughout the night, so you aren't entirely useless. To reiterate what your average workday will look like, you will wake up, accept a contract, upgrade your farm, spend the day growing plants and exploring, plant your crops at the contract site, and defend with all your might, get paid for your performance, and repeat. So basically, think Stardew Valley meets Plants vs. Zombies, meets Balloons, meets Cult of the Lamb. So, thank you for listening. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, and I'll also be posting the Discord link after the presentation.
Hello. So my game is titled Dreamcatcher, although I have no art to actually back up this title or anything. So it's open to change. So my name is Sean. I'm a first-year student. I'm a computer science and engineering major. You can see my favorite games up there. Since I'm a first year, I've only been able to participate in this past game jam where I worked on Flight Up the Sky. And what is my game? Basically, it's a multiplayer, impossibly difficult, Faudian-like 2D platformer. And the reason why I call it Dreamcatcher is because one of the main mechanics, if you can see a little bit in the GIF, it looks a little confusing without the art, but the idea is you basically can control platforms appearing and disappearing, dependent on whatever scenario, where you kind of can enter like a dreamlike realm to see different platforms and other things to disappear. And if you thought for a second that multiplayer was a good idea, you don't really know what a Faudian game is. So what is a Faudian game? Well, these can be described as Faudian games. A good definition, a rage game. A game where everything can go wrong instantaneously and you lose all your progress. So yeah, it's named after a guy named Bennett Foddy, and some of these games are made by him, like Getting Over It or QWOP. But there's other games like Jump King or Only Up, which you might have seen was a huge thing like a few months ago until the creator took it down. Yeah, stolen assets, one of the big reasons. What do I need on this? I need 2D artists. I think you can see why. I need people to work on music because the only thing that will stop people from quitting the game instantaneously is something to at least look forward to. I need a level designer. Sorry to whoever is the level designer because you have to actually play through the game. Yeah, that will be annoying. Need a writer because a lot of the story might just be something in the background. Just a lot of context is very key because just looking in the background, maybe you find like a ripped up picture. Maybe that tells the story of why the character is doing anything it's doing, anything like that. And just another programmer because I could use some help. Why not? Thank you.
So it's year 2044, and humanity has found themselves terrorized by a group of magical creatures of unknown origin. In the effort to fight back, humanity, through research, has discovered that magic is inherently composed by mathematics and science. By using a very specific wand-like device, soldiers can inscribe specific symbols representing mathematical formulas and physics equations in order to cast spells and manipulate the physics around them. That is the world underlying Arcane Mathematica. This is going to be a first-person shooter, but of course with written spellcasting combat mechanics. What I'm saying is that in order to fire any spells or cast shields or whatever, you have to physically draw out the spells to be casted. Imagine writing E equals to MC squared in ancient Greek to cast Avada Kedavra. That's what we're trying to do over here. And well, additional feature, you can easily add new spells. Just to show a brief demo of what the concept looks like, I try to draw a triangle over here and the spell comes out. There will be an AI recognizer underlying it to actually attribute spells to, you know, what they are actually meaning. And just imagine this with like smoke, fire, explosion, and magic. That's what we're trying to do. So this is kind of the vibes of what I'm going for. Sci-fi, fantasy, with a touch of post-apocalyptic. This one is AI generated. The first one is not. All right, so about me. I'm a fourth year CSE student. I used to be in Team OMO with Kyle. I've done project management with 2 major projects, so I'm usually the Scrum Master using Jira for my workflow. I do AI research at UCLA Trustworthy AI Lab, and I have 4 software internships. And I also paint in my spare time. So those are my works of painting. Just, yeah, not great, but. All right, so we're trying to go for a very high quality, kind of like, top of the notch project over here. So the expected commitment to join Arcane Mathematica will be about 8+ hours per week. In our team, you will be expected to step out of your comfort zone. Whether you're an artist or you're a programmer, you will be touching themes of art, types of 3D modeling, or AI ML concepts that you might have never even dreamed of touching, and that I might never even have dreamed of touching. But this is about stepping out of comfort zone and doing something cool. We'll also be having workshops. I'll be giving workshops, and if you have quality stuff to contribute, you can also give workshops. The key thing is to talk about things that we are not being taught in school, such as, for example, system design principles, game design patterns, and really, open to like art-focused workshops as well. Like I'm not great of an artist myself, but I really want to, hear about great artworks. And these are some of the things I plan on exploring: Unity animation, particle systems. Those 2 are for art. And for programming, machine learning agents, as well as level generation algorithms, in addition to, the written spellcasting mechanics. I'll be recruiting 5 artists and 3 engineers. That's just pretty generic. Speak to me specifically so we can find a good role for you in the team. No prior experience is required, but I would like a high level of commitment. So yeah, that's it. If you're looking to do something great, something that might end up on Steam, or that might actually make money in the future, a scalable project, speak to me. Join Arcane Mathematica. Thank you.
Let's see. No, the US pretty good. Yeah, US pretty good. US pretty good. Look. All right, so I'm Zach, first year EE, but not the best at UI, but I've made games since Unity 5, if you guys remember that. I've published a couple of mobile games, and now I'm looking to do better PC titles.
I'm Ethan. I'm first year EE. Yeah.
So what's our game about? So we decided we really like Brawl Stars, and we like Factorial. And we like tanks and weapons and stuff. So we've already made a game. It's fully multiplayer. It's interactive. You can play it later. But basically, we're going for a 3D feel later. But
yeah,
there's some like gameplay right here. So you can try and play later. But so basically,
we're probably going to pursue that 2D version too, but I feel like we want to be more ambitious. We've already proved everything possible.
Yeah,
So,
the
you know,
game works, but we want to do 3D now.
yeah, so
That fixes
satisfactory.
the-
So here's some fundamental concepts we proved. We've dumped a couple hundred hours already into these things. So smooth multiplayer, use Unity's mirror framework, and you can try it. We've had 8-person matches, each match about 2 hours long. So games work. Open world buildings. So all the buildings are networked. You can have up to about 1,000 buildings. There's lag compensation. So when you shoot the projectiles, everything's rewinded based on your ping. And we combine RTX with MOBA basically. So there's resource collection, you know, power distribution, you know, all the things you have. Yeah, all the factorial stuff you want. And we have a tech tree. That's why I spent it on Christmas, but you know.
No, we did Minecraft.
Yeah, but all these are factorial icons right now, but yeah, we'll fix that. This is power grid. So if you see, there's no power, but this is a recursive algorithm. You like place power down, stuff like works. You know, there's like crafting, mini maps. There's inventory, right? The server side is synced. The client side, you can like this is just cheat mode on, but you can build everything. And yeah, there's also so if you can join a game, you can hot join a game. So when you join a game, it syncs everything. Like all the trees are destroyed and all the buildings get synced immediately. So you can try playing it. So you can join whenever you want. Right now it's more like an owl game. But yeah. There's download links and kind of, but I forgot to add parts for about what we kind of need because we kind of made a game. But if you know like advanced networking or encryption or you know for CS part, like if you want to do that, you know, we also haven't figured out how to connect to the Steam yet. Like I think there's like a Fizzy. Yeah, there's like a Fizzy Steamworks thing, you know, databases, stuff like that. But Art, not the best. He draws better than me, so he's drawing a bunch of stuff. 3D modeling. So if you know that sound, you know, if you want to work on this, like come talk to us. If you like Factorial, you like crazy games, you know, like Bed Wars, Night Walls. Yeah.
So like, does this mouse work or? Huh? All right, y'all. I'm the very last presentation, so we're almost done. We're only like what, like 20 minutes over schedule right now, but we'll just keep it going. And yeah. So hello, I'm Jeff. This is my project, Project PvP. Very creative title, I know. It's a game in which you are fighting with another person, but it is very much not a fighting game. Very fighting game inspired, though, I will say. And I definitely did not make these slides in the last 30 minutes before starting here today. Anyway, I also included some little images of some of the most cursed hitboxes found in gaming as well, just spice it up a little bit. So, but let's get on to the best part of the presentation, me. So, hi, I'm Jeff. I said that already, but I'm a third-year political science and philosophy major. You might be thinking, that's not comp sci. And yeah, what the hell is this guy doing up here? I don't know the question, the answer to that either, but let's go. So this is my third year working with ACM Studio. I've worked with some past projects here. I've led Rhythm Operation and Capital Conquest over the last 2 years for the last 2 SRS showcase cycles, as well as doing composition for Ready to Die, and most recently Flight Up the Sky for Mosh Deep, as well as working with level design for the Studio Squared project. Some of my favorite games include Smash, Breath of the Wild, and Ace Attorney 3. And those are some unfun facts about me. Yeah, 35 hours. That's the staying awake. It does something to a person. And caffeine addict as well. If you notice, it's 1.5. That's over a gram. If you didn't know, caffeine's measured in milligrams. Yeah, and then I've only broken one bone ever in my body, and it was my head. So, but enough about that. Okay, let's get into the game. So the game, it's very much a game where you're playing against another person, and the goal of the game is very much to just try to read what the other person is trying to do.
Very much inspired by kind of like a more complex system of like rock, paper, scissors. That's a better way to kind of put it. And yeah, put some of those hitboxes, like I said before. That Kirby up tilt is very disgusting, and that's why Kirby is it's like the second best character in Super Smash Bros. 64. And yeah, that's Kaede from King of Fighters, and you can see that red part is the actual part of the hitbox, which is like what, like less than a half of the actual sword swing, which is very much unfortunate. But yeah, moving on. So pretty much how the battle system of this will work, you can kind of see with the little stick figures, that's 2 frames of animation. Kind of just laying off in these kind of different like kind of squares kind of thing, you'll be able to like move back and forth. I'm thinking the idea would be to kind of like move back and forth based on like either rhythmic inputs or doing something based on kind of like a little timing system. That's kind of the idea. And some more hitbox stuff as well. That was the actual Wonder Woman hitbox for Multiverses. They fixed it. Yes, they did fix it, but then they released that, and it's just like, yeah, that's not even on her. And yeah, that is a Peanut from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That is Diddy Kong's gun, and yeah. So a little bit what I was saying before about the rock paper scissors system. It's just kind of like this kind of different way of combating. Yeah. Okay. Quicker. Okay, so this is kind of like little battle system here. Kind of just different options to either combat, to like attack, to block things, to predict what your opponent's going to do. Yada 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 yada. Moving on. Yeah. So landing successful interactions would, obviously decrease some of your opponent health, as well as we're giving you more reward system that you could use those points to buy other abilities, to go ahead and like get more options available to you, and potentially even fill up a bar to get like a super. And yeah, some of the roles that I'm looking for are pretty much the ones that we have here. So for programming, I'm very much, like I said before, like a poli-sci philosophy person. So I am kind of looking for somebody who would like to take up that mantle of programming if that's something that you've been interested in, or if you missed that cycle for signups and whatnot. Please come talk to me about that. As well as, the programming aspects would include, the basic logic systems of how the RPS systems would work, as well as the general movement tech and stuff like that. For writing, I'm thinking that if we have like some things, dialogue that could be kind of cool, and adding and dropping stuff with lore can be very fun, because if you ever played or if you ever know any of the lore in any fighting games, it's very all over the place. Tekken Lore's kind of whatever. And then sorry, it's artists and sound designers too as well. Okay, so before we move on, we have a big announcement from Weston. Sure, how's it going, guys? My name is Weston. I'm an alumni. I graduated CS in 2019. I'll try to keep this real short. I run a gaming console startup company, and we're looking to take on 1 or 2 game dev interns. It's not paid, however, we do live and work in a mansion in Beverly Hills, and we'll work there 3 times a week. So you'll get to act like somebody who's rich while not getting paid. And also, by the way, great pitches tonight. So our console, I should explain, is it's for indie games, casual games, and like digital tabletop games. So some of the games pitched here tonight could be a good fit. If you want to release your game on our console, we can talk about that. If you're interested in an internship or anything else, you can email me. I'll throw my email up, and that's it. It's very light. I can also put this in the announcement after the pitch. Sure. I'm already committed to finishing this. All right, thanks, guys.
Okay, so for the next part, we changed the format slightly from last year. So it's more or less going to be the same. All the team leads are going to go to different corners of the room, I'm not sure which corners, but just find a corner. And you guys should all have name tags. So if you guys want to talk to a specific team, go find them, talk to them. And the big change this year is we'll let the team leads choose people to be on their team. And so if you want to be on someone's team, you can give them your name, and they'll like write it down, and then they'll send it to us afterwards. And if you don't have a team that you like really want to be on, we'll just put you on a team like we did last year. So yeah. With that said, I think that should be the end. Here's the QR code for the sign up link.
While everyone's scanning, are there any team leads who do not have a team tag? Okay. Where's the tag? Where's there? Right, we'll get you. What the name?
I'm going for that chair. I'm just standing.
Oh, you can hear it.
Where's the recording?
Just click the sit on the you're in right there. Should be lots of